Hi there, adventurers. Today in your 2021 Honda CRV, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install Curt's 4-pole flat trailer connector vehicle wiring harness. And this is what our wiring looks like when it's installed. That's right, it's completely hidden inside of our vehicle. So when you're ready to tow, you'll want to open up the back so you can access your wiring. Having the wiring stored in the vehicle is going to extend the life of your connector because it's not going to be exposed to the elements. We can keep it stored in our rear storage compartment here, and when we're ready to use it, we simply drape it out the back. You just want to avoid the striker here at the middle, and the rest of it's going to pinch it inside your weather stripping. The weather stripping here is going to hold it in place, but it's not going to cause any damage to our wiring. And we can feel there that it holds it nice and taut, and we've got plenty of length here to connect it to our trailer. And here we've got our 4-pole flat trailer connector at the end. This is going to provide us with all of our necessary lighting signals, which includes our left turn signal, right turn signal, tail lamps, and brake lamps. This will keep us DOT compliant in all states and ensure people behind us will know our intentions when going down the road. There's also a dust boot included with it, so you can slide it on there to protect your end from the elements, dirt, and moisture when you're not using your harness. It could also be used to secure it to your hitch, but since this lives in the vehicle, I do recommend that you store it inside. When storing your wiring, it's as simple as just opening up your compartment. You could lift this panel out of here. I like the little open slot here though, because you can almost just feed your 4-pole right in there, and that'll let our panel fold flat. And that's a nice, clean installation. And speaking of the installation, this is one of the easier harnesses to install out there. It simply plugs into an existing factory connector located behind a panel here. So if you follow along with us, we'll show you how to get there. So we'll start by lifting up on our panel here, and we're gonna remove this large section here in the middle. This piece here in the middle just comes out. You can just pull that out of the way. It's just gonna kind of flop around if you leave it in there. Then we can lift up on this panel a bit, and you can kind of get your hands underneath this panel, and you're just gonna pull it up. That pops out of there, we can just move that out of the way. And that just pulls it right out of there, it pops out. We can then just set this aside. The threshold across the back here also needs to be removed. So now that we've got that panel out of the way, we can get up underneath this panel here, and we're just gonna pop it up, just like that on each side, and then we can set this piece aside. The same piece across the top here we need to remove, and we can just pull that off as well. It just pops right off of there. We can now pull the weather stripping off down the side here. And we really only need to remove it from the top side. That's the main piece where our parts are gonna be that we're gonna install. If we look behind the weather strip, you're gonna see that there's some tabs here. We're gonna take our trim panel tool, and we're gonna pop out each one of these tabs, working our way down and working our way up. Once you've got those released, if we pull back on this upper panel, our harness can be found taped to another harness right here. You can see it kind of had some brown tape on it. We just pulled it right out of that brown tape, and there's our harness. We can now take our module from Curt. We're gonna peel back this panel again and grab our connector, and our module from Curt here is simply gonna plug right into that connector. Now that we've got that plugged in, we can grab the fuse that comes included in our kit, and we can install it into the fuse harness on our module. And this is actually a perfect opportunity at this point to test it out and make sure everything's working properly, and then you can reinstall your panels in reverse order, because you want to make sure it's working before we put everything back together. Hate to find out it's not and you have to tear back into things. So we've plugged in a tester here. You could also plug into your trailer, but I do recommend a tester like this, and you can get one like this here at eTrailer, because if you have any faults on your trailer, you can get some bad readings. A tester like this will verify that your vehicle's working properly. You want to operate your tail lights, verify that those are working properly at the back, your left turn signal, right turn signal, and brake lamps. With all of our signals working properly, we're ready to reinstall all of our panels in reverse order of how we removed them, and we're going to also secure our module using the included zip ties. So I just zip tied up the module down here. That will keep it nice and secure. And then the rest of the wiring, the 4-pole, I just routed down the panel and out the bottom here. So now that we've got everything installed, the wire harness, it comes out the side here after putting this panel in, and then I just tucked the connector and all the excess down in that hole there. That way you can just pull it right out when you're ready to use it. And that completes our installation of Curt's 4-pole flat trailer connector vehicle wiring harness on our 2021 Honda CRV.